Commandant Zrixtal reviewed the application with growing dread. Earth had petitioned for a slot at the Kryvosian War Academy, the galaxy's most prestigious military institution. For 3,000 years, the Academy had produced the finest tactical minds in known space. Its graduation rate was 12%. And now a human wanted to attend. Denied, Zrixtal declared, his chitinous plates clicking decisively. 2 weeks later, the Galactic Council overruled him. Political pressure. Human Ambassador Chen had made it a diplomatic priority. The humans were new to the Federation and eager to prove themselves. Cadet Ryan Mitchell arrived on a cold morning, looking entirely too cheerful for someone about to enter hell. Cadet Mitchell reporting, "Sir." The human snapped a crisp salute that Zrixtal had to admit was technically flawless. "You will not survive the first week," Zrixtal informed him bluntly. "The physical requirements alone will kill you. Your species is fragile." Mitchell's grin widened. "Permission to speak freely, sir." "Denied. Report to Barrack 7. The first trial was the Crucible Run, a 40-kilometer course through terrain designed to break the toughest species. Candidates wore 100-pound packs through desert heat, Arctic cold, and mountainous elevation changes. The record time was 8 hours, held by a Thoraxian whose species had evolved in gravity twice Earth standard. Mitchell finished in 7 hours and 43 minutes. Zrixtal stared at the timing sensors, convinced they'd malfunctioned. He reviewed the footage personally. The human had run the entire course. Not jogged, ran. While other species carefully conserved energy, Mitchell had simply refused to slow down, his face locked in what appeared to be determination mixed with something Zrixtal couldn't identify. The Academy medical staff later informed him it was called spite. The tactical simulations were next. The Academy used real battle scenarios from galactic history, problems with no perfect solutions. The goal was to teach cadets how to minimize casualties while achieving objectives. Mitchell approached them differently. In the Battle of Venera scenario, where cadets typically sacrificed 12% of their forces to achieve victory, Mitchell sacrificed 30% in the opening engagement. The proctors nearly failed him on the spot. Then the simulated enemy collapsed completely. Mitchell had identified their command structure, deliberately overcommit to draw out their reserves, and executed a decapitation strike that ended the battle in 1/3 the expected time. Total casualties, 18%, 8 hours instead of 3 days. That was reckless, Senior Instructor Valketh declared. That was decisive, Mitchell countered. "Sir, with respect, your species thinks in terms of acceptable losses. Humans think in terms of acceptable risks. There's a difference." The psychological warfare course nearly got him expelled. The scenario involved prisoners of war and interrogation resistance. Most species had biological limits to pain tolerance and mental endurance. Mitchell lasted 6 days under simulated torture before the proctors stopped the exercise out of concern for their own psychological health. The human had started telling jokes by day 4. "How?" Zrixtal demanded during the review session. Mitchell shrugged, an oddly casual gesture given the circumstances. "Humans have been doing terrible things to each other for thousands of years, sir. We got really good at enduring it. It's kind of our thing." By the 3rd month, the other cadets had stopped seeing Mitchell as competition and started seeing him as a phenomenon. He didn't sleep like them, he took short naps throughout the day. He didn't eat like them, he consumed whatever provided optimal nutrition regardless of taste. He didn't think like them, his tactical decisions were aggressive, creative, and borderline insane. They were also devastatingly effective. The final examination was the Omega Protocol, a no-win scenario designed to teach cadets how to accept defeat with honor. In 3,000 years, no one had ever beaten it. Mitchell beat it. He did so by breaking 17 regulations, exploiting a loophole in the simulation's physics engine, and executing a maneuver so dangerous that the real-world equivalent would have killed everyone involved. When the simulation ended with a flawless victory, the examination board sat in stunned silence. "Explain yourself," Zrixtal ordered, his voice barely controlled. Mitchell stood at attention. "Sir, you designed a scenario where honor demanded failure. Humans don't work that way. We're the species that looked at impossible odds and said, 'Watch me.' You asked what I'd do in an unwinnable situation." He paused. "I'd refuse to lose." Graduation day arrived. Mitchell stood first in his class. Zrixtal pinned the honors medal on the human's uniform with trembling claws. "You've made us reconsider everything we thought we knew about warfare," the commandant admitted quietly. Mitchell's expression turned serious. "Good. Because if humanity ever becomes your enemy, you'll need every advantage. We're the species that figured out mutual assured destruction and called it deterrence. We're the ones who invented the concept of total war." He straightened. "But we're also the ones who prefer peace. Remember that, sir." As Mitchell left the academy, Zrixtal updated the human species file with a single notation that would echo through military academies across the galaxy. Humanity does not accept defeat. Plan accordingly.